I sure do like this roof. A lot of people didn't like it, and I guess they were partially right that, oh, it's not going to last very long. It does pretty good. I mean, we're underneath this tree, and we like the tree. We're not going to cut the tree down because it keeps us shaded. We understand the risk that the tree could fall down and kill us. We get it. But in the most part, this is done really well. There's, let's see, where's that? Okay, there it is. There's a break here where I've had to put some silicone on it. And there's another one here where, you know, these sticks fall down and they break the roof. But I sure do like this roof. And it stays relatively clean. A lot of people said I would have to get up there and scrub it, but I've never had to scrub it. The rain seems to wash it off. Now, I understand it collects the leaves and different things, but that washes off on hard rains. It's been pretty good. I like it. So I have what's called a rain mod on my camera. I have a GoPro camera. And what a rain mod is it's a plastic clear case that encapsulates the entire camera. Now the GoPro is supposed to be waterproof, but I've seen too many videos of water leaking into them. So I use the water mod. I think I said game mod, water mod, whatever it is, it's a water mod. So the water mod encapsulates it. Of course now there's no sound. I can't plug a microphone into it because it's completely encapsulated. So what I have to do is use my phone and hook a mic to the phone and hit record on that. At the same time, I hit record on the camera. So then I have to put it in editor and match the recording, the voice recording to the camera recording. Now, the water mod is pretty cool. Problem with it is it gets raindrops on the lens. There may be some raindrops on it now, but I've made it a lot better. I went into the car and you get that Rain-X. Now we have that Rain-X spray, you know, you put it in your windshield washer fluid. And so I poured some of that on the lens, and it seems to be dripping off a lot faster off the lens than it is in front of the view thing where I can see myself. So, but the thing is, people complain that the water spots on the lens when I make these outdoor rain videos. So then I started making videos underneath the porch, and I got the same people complaining, all you ever do is sit around and talk, you never show anything. So I'm literally dang if I do and dang if I don't, because I'm not allowed to sit on the porch when it's raining, but I'm also not allowed to come out in the rain when it's raining. Anything to complain. Of course, now there's this perfect area down below called the complaint section. You just, wait a minute, that's not what it's called. Ah, so I messed that up. That's right. It's called the comment section. So, as you know, my well, and I'm not going to show it right this minute, I will show it in a few minutes, has had some serious issues. It's an old well. It was built 50, 60 years ago, drilled, and back then they didn't drill them that deep. This one's 130-ish feet deep, and they only last 25 to 100 years, depending on what you find in Google. So when we got here, it was just a hole in the ground, 6-inch hole. The pump, everything had been removed. The house that went around it, tree had fallen down, knocked it over. So I've had to do a lot of repairs to it. And I've documented that a lot on this channel. The problem is when it rains really hard, it can get the well dirty. Well, I thought I had it all fixed. But the other day, I say the other day, it might have been a month ago now, it rained maybe like an inch in an hour or half hour. It was a massive amount of rain. So much rain that it took the gravel from the driveway here and it pushed it down here. And I'll walk down just so I can show you. And I actually showed you in the video. You can see the driveway, gravel there, and all the way down to the chicken coop. So you can see there's gravel here, and finally it washed up over here. Now it's not as deep as it was. We cleaned it up a little bit, but it was really deep. So it was a massive amount of rain. It was like Niagara Falls. I mean, it was just, oh. So the well got dirty. Now that was the first time it's gotten dirty in over a year. So I was disappointed. After all the work that I had done, it was still getting dirty. Now, to kind of understand how the property is laid out, it's like I'm on the side of a mountain. So this direction right here is east, and then I come down here, and this direction here is south. And south and east are all downhill. So it's just like we're on a round mountaintop. And it goes down. Now, on the other side of the house, the west side of the house, it's higher elevation than the east side of the house, or even the south side of the house. So water is rushing down this direction. Well, that means it rushes right in to the well. So that means it rushes right down into the well. So as you know, in order for it to have stayed clean for so long, I dug a ditch here that redirected some of this water. And that worked absolutely fantastic. Until I got that 1 inch of rain in an hour. Well, it's supposed to rain non-stop. This is Thursday until Sunday. And we're supposed to get up to 6 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. Now, I Googled it this morning. What's the maximum amount of rain we got in one day? Well, I actually found one that said the maximum amount of rain we got, record amount of rain, that we got in 1 hour. So we got 12 inches of rain in 45 minutes, back in the 40s. So I guess 1 inch in an hour wasn't so bad. Oh man, that would have been a nightmare, that much rain, 12 inches. So I wanted to go buy sandbags for the well. I explained that to you in the previous video. So I went to Orchland's to buy sandbags, and they didn't have any. They said they don't have them until wintertime. So I thought, well, maybe I can just luck out and it won't rain that hard again. Well, that's not true. It's going to rain. We're going to get up to 6 inches by Sunday. And on 2 of those days, I think it's going to be like 2 inches in an hour. So we're going to get another one of these Niagara Falls rain events. So I had to figure out, I don't know if I had to figure anything out. What I had to do was, I want to see what I can do to fix it, if possible. I recognize it may not be possible. I Googled it a while back. When I was doing this, YouTube had 3 videos. Now, every well guy in the world's got a video on wells. So there's a lot more information. So nowadays, I know that most people who own a well will end up getting a dirty well at some point. It's a nuisance. It's what it said. It's a nuisance for people who own wells. And so what you got to do is you got to flush it out. All you got to do is you turn it on and pump the water out of it. But when you do that, and so that is actually somewhat of a relief to me, knowing that everybody else has got the same problems as I got. I don't know. I have some concerns. I've said this in the past. I bought the property for $4,200. If I'd had to dig a well, it would have been another $5,000. So if I were to sell this place, can I sell the well? I mean, they sold it to us. Yep, there's a well here. But I know that there's problems with the well. So I'm trying to fix it. I don't think I'll ever sell this place. But I might have to. I don't know why I would have to. I mean, the tax is only $42 here. So it's not like I'm ever going to have to sell. But I always think about it. If I wanted to sell, can I sell the well? Somebody in the comment section actually said that I would probably be able to sell this place for more than I bought it for, because I've cleaned the place up, I put a tiny house on it. I mean, of course, I can't sell it as a house. I have to sell it as a shed. But there is more here than there was with less junk. And so, you know, I probably could get a fair amount of money out of it. But I still like to be able to sell the well if possible. You know, if I could price this place for $15,000, $1,000 if I wanted to sell it. Again, I don't want to sell it. I'd be really happy with that. So what I decided to do was try some experiments with this heavy rain that we're getting ready to get. The first thing I did was I'm trying to capture any rain that might fall off, not off the edge, but in between here and the ditch that I've dug. So I just put these 2 pieces of plastic here, try to get the water to run down a little bit. And so it's dry underneath there. A little bit of rain there. I mean, a little bit isn't going to hurt. It's when you get an overwhelming amount is what hurts. And then I told you that I wanted to put sandbags here, but of course I couldn't get any sandbags. So what I did was I took some feed bags that we had, chicken feed, and I put compost. We got some compost down there that we've been collecting for a few years. I put compost there in the bag, kind of sealed up. I mean, it's not going to work as good as a sandbag, but if I can just get the water to redirect a little bit, it'd be better than nothing. And then I put concrete blocks back here, just kind of hold it from falling backwards. So the goal is to try to keep the water out from underneath there. So you got the concrete there, and then you got a little dip there. I want the water to stay out of there. So as I was doing this, something occurred to me. So I put this tarp here as a result of this discovery that I thought of. It rained so hard last time, I'm wondering if it overwhelmed my gutter here. And so the water just fell straight down. And what I've got here is another piece of that roof. So like the clear roof I showed you on the porch, this is just brown roof, same material. So the water rushes down here, and then I took another piece of that plastic and I just wrapped it around. So the water will go into that groove and then runs down over here, and then I can collect rainwater if I want. Might help if I clean it out a little bit. And then, so of course that's overflowing. So any excess, there's a ditch here that the water will run off with. Well, if we had so much rain, maybe it wasn't going underneath here. Maybe it was going over it, like there was no gutter at all. So my thinking is if that's happening, maybe I can capture that with this tarp, at least some of it, and get it to run off down here in front of the sandbags, the compost bags, and into the ditch and down south. That's south there. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to put sandbags up here also, just for a little bit of extra security. Again, so the water would all run off south. So, don't have sandbags, but I did put a tarp here to try to capture some of this water in between the wood pile and the well. And again, I got it running downhill. Hopefully you can see that. I got a log down there. This is uphill, a lot of space. So that water should run off and head south away from the well. If this works, then there might be, I can't think of anything right this minute, but if this works, there might be an opportunity to build a more permanent structure, maybe something on hinges that I could pick up and lower based on the rain event, or maybe I can just use tarps. I mean, the tarps aren't going to last very long, simply because if a big wind came, it's going to blow them right out. So during this event, I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. If the wind knocks it loose, I'm going to have to come out and fix it. I noticed that when it rains a lot around here, I end up always having to come out. This rain poncho really helps. The other thing you need is waterproof boots. If you're going to live off grid, waterproof boots. I get steel toe because using a chainsaw, if I ever hit my toe, I like something in between me and the chainsaw. And then of course, the rain poncho is an absolute must. The third thing you need, good hardy Carhartt coat. The most expensive one they sell. They're the best. And waterproof gloves. You have that, you can do anything. It's just not hard to be off-grid when you got those 4 things. Yeah, 4 things. So the point of this video is never give up. I find myself a lot trying to, who cares? It's only going to be this one time. The problem is I spend the next 3 or 4 days disappointed in myself that it got dirty. So I figured this time I'm going to give it another step up. Just try something else. See if I get something else to work. It might be simple as just grabbing maybe some metal or plywood or something. Just lay it up there when it's getting ready to rain. So you'll click this up next box. It'll take you to a video where I was talking about, we went to a conservation area and the flooding is demonstrated in that video. So I hope I can inspire you to never give up so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.